Hey, successors, it's your girl, Sherri Somers, your Revenue Master Life Coach. Welcome to my channel where we talk all things faith, favor, and finance to get your financial confidence up and scale your business to the next level. I'm so excited that you're here. We're going to be talking about blast from the past, lessons that I've learned in my previous jobs and career before becoming full-time. I want to really dive into, because if you have a job or if you have a career right now, this second, some of these things can benefit you as well. But before I get started in that, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell so you can know every time I upload a new video. A new video is uploaded on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so you don't want to miss that. Now, let me dive into today's video. I have 4 things that I've packaged together to give you information that may help you in your business, in your job right now. Maybe you're thinking about staying that job, or maybe you're thinking about transitioning to full time. But I want to, these things that have helped me right now are also lessons that are helping me as an entrepreneur today. So number one is find a way to stand out in your business. Find a way to stand out. And what I mean by standing out in your business is find something that you can do better in your business to improve. I keep saying business. You do better in your job, in your career, so you can improve the functionality of that company. An example for that for me was when I was working in law enforcement. Most of you guys see my videos where I was in corrections and also was in community services. And one of the things that helped me in standing out is I realized quickly that our ex-offenders would get released and they'll return back to jail. And when they return back to jail, it was because they couldn't find jobs because they had some type of thing on their record, right? Even if it's paying child support or low crime thing, it's still something on their record. So now they can't find a job. So the recidivism rate just keep going up and up. So what I did was, at the time, I was already working with getting coaching in Rich Dad Academy by Robert Kiyoski's group. So what I did was I took the knowledge from there, and I would have class in a reentry program, inmate programs, and I would teach them how to wholesale. I would teach them how to start their business. I would teach them business plan. I would teach them the things that they need to when they get out, what they have planned. I would literally teach them that, because as you know, at jail, they go in and out, right? It's not like a prison where they're going to be there long. So they can utilize the business plans that I give them today. They can jump out and start doing it tomorrow. I quickly realized if I can give them a business plan where they can start the business, then that means that path of what they have, that path of whatever their crime was, is not going to hinder them, because that's their own business, right? How often have you ever heard someone call and says, hey, I need my tree cut down. Have you ever been to jail, right? Not often. Not saying it doesn't happen, but not often. And I saw how successful it was, because I would be somewhere and someone would come up to me and said, hey, Sherri, hey, at the time I was a corporal. He said, hey, Corporal Somers, I just want to let you know I thank you. I was also helping them get their GED. So they would come up to me and say, I thank you for helping me get my GED. That right there just was, oh my gosh. So find a way to stand out in your business, things like that. So it was a major impact that these inmates were getting. And when I realized how successful I was with them, I was like, hold up, I can take this coaching business to another level. And that's what really kind of triggered me to start being a coach right now, Revenue Master Life Coach. That's where it starts, where I was already inside of teaching real estate to the inmates of what I had learned in my coaching. And I took that information along. I was, during that time too, simultaneously, I also had my property preservation business. So I teaching that as well, things that they can use, junk removal, and the return on the investment was so high, was better than the money that they would make on a 9-to-5. So owning their business was become so successful for them, and me being able to teach them as well, help develop my skills. So when I left the sheriff office, I kept those same skills and start using them with my coaching clients right now in my 2K. So make sure you go ahead to my website if you're interested in 2K and learn more about 2K, how to manifest your first 2K in your business. All right, so that was number 1, really fast. Number 2, leverage your skills. Leverage your skills. Use your skills to help out so you can stand out. So what I mean by leverage your skills, use your skills to stand out so you can help out. So leverage your skill. What are you good at? What is a jam you're good at? I knew I was always good at public speaking. So when I came to inmate programs, or when I came to community services outside of the jail, I was given opportunities to go speak in my community. At the time, I had no interest in entrepreneurship, but I did not know those speaking engagement that I was doing would be something I'm now doing today and get paid for it, right? At the time, so I would go represent the sheriff office, and I would do identity theft presentation. I would do Save the Kids presentation. So I would be in the community just doing speaking engagement on behalf of the sheriff office. And at that time, my speaking engagement was developing, but I didn't know that at the time that I didn't know that. So it's amazing how, blast from the past, how your previous jobs or your first jobs in your careers can actually set the foundation of where you are today. That is so important to understand that. That's what I mean by leveraging your skills. Number 3, use your what was it? Okay, good. Use your gifts, right? Use your gifts. What in the world did I put? Intimidation is a gift. Oh, I got it. Use intimidation as a gift. Hey, successors, it's your girl, Sherri Somers, your Revenue Master Life Coach. Hey, in this video, we're going to be talking about blast from the past, baby. We're going to be talking about how I am using the same skills that I used in my previous job and how it has set my career today. I'm going to be talking about the lessons I learned in my first job and previous jobs, how those lessons are making me who I am today in my business. So if you have a 9-to-5, or if you're in a business right now, you're wondering, how in the world can I utilize these skills? You want to watch this video, because the entire video, because it's going to be dedicated how you can stand out and become part of the solution in your business. Because you never know, you may be going through what I went through right now, and we're going to go dive right in. But before we do, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell so you can know every time I post another amazing videos on Tuesdays and Thursdays. You can definitely understand that you're going to get a new video. So if you want to be notified, go ahead and hit the bell. Now, let me dive right in into this video, because I'm so excited, and I want to share this with you because I did not know that God was setting me up for where I am today. And now looking back, I can see those things that was happening, but I didn't know. I was like on the outside looking in. But now that I understand where I am and where my success came from, God has been setting up my plan way back then when I was on a 9-to-5, and he's doing it for you as well. So I want to be able to help you be able to realize it now in your season, that if you're watching this today, that he's setting you up. These skills and things that you're doing today is for a reason. So let me dive in. I have 4. So the 4 things, that the lessons for my first job that's changed my life, or my previous jobs that have changed my life, that make me the person I am today. Number 1, whenever I am in a job, I always look for a way to be a blessing on that job, right? I always look for a way to be a blessing. My last job, matter of fact, that I had was in law enforcement, and I was a correction officer in law enforcement, and then I was a community service officer outside of corrections. And the first thing I saw was the recidivism rate. That means the way inmates are returning back and forth to the jail. It was increasing, and one of the reasons for recidivism rate is because when these inmates released from jail and serve their time, there are not enough jobs for them to have out there, because they now have a criminal record. Be that it may, as a Christian woman, that's between them and God. But what I also understand, that it could even be where someone did not pay child support because they didn't have a job, right? So we're talking about like low crime type of stuff. So when I saw that, because I was in inmate programs, I was in charge of making sure they get their GED. I was in charge of making sure they have their AA classes. As an officer, I was providing security for them for that. So what I would do is when I saw that there was some issues there, what I decided that I was going to do is I was going to teach them how to start their own business. Because if they weren't going to hire these inmates because they have a record, it was my duty then to teach these inmates how to create a business plan so they can become taxpayers again. So number one, I found a way to stand out among the crowd and help these inmates, because the more they're able to learn how to become business owners, they can now become taxpayers and paying into the tax system, and they have their own business, so they don't have to worry about anyone firing them or returning back to jail and run up our taxes, right? Right? So number one, you want to find a way how to stand out among the crowd, and that was very, very successful. We started something called a reentry program, and they really help our community. We have a community program that we also started, and that was phenomenal. The second thing too is leverage opportunity. Leverage your skills and use them to help your organization. So leverage your skills. This is a perfect example of what I just said. My skills was in public speaking. My skills at the time was in real estate, because I was already going through Robert Kiyosaki Rich Dad Academy real estate school. So I was already going that. So I would take the lessons that I learned in there, and I would teach these inmates how to have a business plan and also how to wholesale property. So I was teaching them real estate strategies while they're in jail, and how to start businesses, period. At that time, looking back, I didn't know that I would be here today as a revenue master life coach. I didn't know that I was setting myself up for greatness then. I was just carrying out the path of using my skills to bless the organization that I was in. All right? Okay. So number 3, use intimidation as a gift. Use intimidation as a gift. What do I mean by that? When you're getting on this job, there's always going to seem like people think you're doing too much, or you're standing out too much, or oh, who is that person think they are, and so on and so forth. Another thing that when you're in the type of paramilitary that I was in law enforcement, no man would want to hear or listen to a woman tell them what to do. The female demographic of ranking officials is just so cutthroat. Let me shame the devil. I gotta tell the truth. It's just so cutthroat when it comes to law enforcement. You see what we're having today, right? So for you as a female, especially a black female, coming in there trying to tell somebody what to do, and you're not even ranked. So yes, I have the degree, and yes, I was ranked as a corporal, but everyone is sergeants and all above me. You have to use intimidation as a gift. So it's to the point where you have to boost their ego. In other words, let them think that they came up with the idea, because if you come up with the idea, they're getting mad and feeling some type of way that you came up with it. So I had to use reverse psychology sometime and tap into my little secret juice and let them think they come up with the idea just to get a yes out of the idea. So you use intimidation as a gift, because women in that department really struggle when it comes to law enforcement. We really is, and then when you have a woman, I think the biggest thing that hurt me is knowing that women struggle. There was one particular person who was so much I thought was my friend, like so much I thought like there for me. And I went to all her ranking stuff. I would supported her in everything that she do, and she turned on me in a negative way, in such a negative way, even though I supported her throughout all her thing. And the reason why she turned on me wasn't for me, but when you have women who are fighting for a position just to be relevant in the peer mentality, they turn on each other, right? So it's like they got to show these men that they are worthy of their position. So if it means bringing another woman down, they will do that. They will literally do that. And that's so sad. Which you bring me to number 4. Don't sell your soul for a job. Don't sell your soul for a job. Don't. That's one thing I've never will be able to do. If you're wrong, you're wrong. If you're right, you're right. I will not sell my soul for a job, and that's why I had to get out of there. When I see women, especially another black woman that is being rude and being disrespectful and trying to do things to get to be relevant to her superior so she can keep her position, so and doesn't matter who she hurt, as another black woman, that's sad. That's like really, really sad. And I say to myself, I'm gonna take these lessons that I learned, and I will make sure that I don't repeat the process when I have my business, because this was somebody that I was there for. This was somebody that I supported, and this person just had to keep showing relevance of her position at the time so she could stay in her position. So if it means bringing whoever is in the way down, she was going to do it. And but guess what? I'm gonna tell you this story. After everything was said and done, today I would say thank you. I would say thank you. If I had to talk to her today, I would be like, sister girl, I thank you. I thank you. I thank you for all the things that I went through in this situation. I thank you. You know, am I upset for being there for her, being there for every rank, or every time she was there, every time she get promoted? I was there because what is more beautiful than watching another black woman succeed? Nothing, right? It's just gorgeous. It's just great to see hard work, and you put in that hard work. So of course I'm going to support you, regardless of what the other masses are saying. I'm going to support you. But when you got the position, and instead of you bringing people up and you're using the position to fight your own relevancy, and I don't even blame her. I blame how the department is set up. Is that they make you feel like you got to go attack each other. So when she's not arguing with me, she's arguing with another woman, another Caucasian woman. So there's the black woman, and I'm like, oh Lord, thank you, Jesus. But if it weren't for her situation, if it weren't for her trying to be relevant and save her position, right? So if it means, let me show you what somebody's doing wrong so I can show you that I did a great job. Like, no, if it weren't for what she did, I probably these little incidents start happening. Then my son got sick, start happening, and that said, okay, no, I gotta go. I don't want to be a part of this, because I know I'm called for greatness. I know, and now so I leave y'all over here to be the puppets, and I will move on and do what God called me to do, and that's what I did, and it was the best decision I ever made. But I have to thank her, because if it weren't for her and trying to use anyone to show relevance of her position, and it's sad that we have to do that, especially when black women already have so much things against us. But if it weren't for that, I probably would not even think about going out full time. I probably wouldn't think about becoming who I am today. I am so honored, and I am so grateful that situation happen, right? And that's what I was telling you about. Number 4, don't sell your soul when it comes to a job, because God is your provider. The Lord is your shepherd. You lack nothing. The Lord is your shepherd. You lack nothing. And till this day, I would literally say, hey, girlfriend, let me buy you a drink. Let's go out to eat. I thank you. I cannot thank you enough. I'm in a better place. I'm doubling my salary. I thank you. I have more free time than you do. I don't have any puppets telling me what to do. You know, my job is not at stake. Every time that there's a campaign, my job is not at stake, you know. So I have a job that I love, right? And I thank you. So don't sell your soul. Use intimidation as a gift. Leverage your skills and find a way to become indispensable. Those are the 4 lessons that I learned when I had my job, when I had a job before I became a full-time entrepreneur. I took those lessons and I packaged it today, and I make sure that I don't have to do any of that anymore. I am my own boss. I don't know. I do not have to be relevant to anyone or scared of my position going to get taken, and I have to show that somebody's doing wrong. All of that stuff, because God is my provider. I have to just make sure I'm obedient to God. So all the back talk and backstabbing that goes on on a 9 to 5, listen, He is my provider. So that's one of the gifts of being your own boss. You don't have to worry about that. You don't have to worry about stabbing somebody behind behind your back or trying to get a higher ranked and show that your job is relevant. But I will say this, through the mess, it was a message, and to the test, it was a testimony, because as I said, I would still be there, and I maybe would still have to go through those drama and those crises. And here's another thing too. They When you have someone that is highly skilled and has a great position, they corporations or organization fail to realize who they have in their path, right? So my gifts and my skills did not get identified to me until I left that job. Yes, they had trainings, but the training budget was so low that if you asked to go somewhere, the answer was going to be no anyway. Right? The answer is going to be no anyway. So where are you going? Like, right? And if you're not ranking at a level, you don't get to go to these training. And here I am going to training with Florida Department of Law Enforcement, being an expert, subject matter expert, and all this stuff. But they failed to realize the gift that they had in front of them, right? And I think they do that because they think it is about the organization. But one thing when you are in an organization, your people is the organization. Your people is the organization. And so you start losing great people because you fail to realize their gift. You fail to realize when you got a Michael Jordan on your team. Boom. Ha! But their failure is your opportunity, right? Their failure is your opportunity. So I am grateful for the time that I spent in law enforcement. I'm grateful for that because I took those things now and I'm using that in my business. So there's no intimidation and there's no, I don't have to sell my soul. I'm my own boss. I own 3-4 successful businesses, 6-figure businesses. I am able to maneuver and fly and travel and all the stuff that I was not able to do before. I don't have to call somebody to say, can I go? How much sick time do I have? How much time do I have? Right now I change people's lives and help them build wealth through life insurance, and I'm a business coach and I'm a life coach, and it's just amazing. I create multiple streams of income, and all that would not be possible if I didn't step into my purpose, if I didn't align my faith and then have favors on my life. And the favors is for everyone. All of this thing build my financial confidence to be able to talk to the masses like yourself and create an impact with you right now. So all the things that you've been through in the world, understand that it's a reason behind that. It's a reason behind your struggle. It's a reason behind all of the failures that you went through. And to me, those are not failures. You're just pivoting. I have a video completely just on that already. Those are not failure. You just pivot to another dimension. You got better and you moved to another dimension. You didn't change the goal. You just changed the strategy. That's it. I have another video just for that. So understand that through your trials, you're going to persevere. Those trials are your setup for your upcoming thing, right? It's your setup. It's your setup. And for you to be able to see the setup, you have to go through some stuff before you can get to the mountain, right? You have to go through some stuff before you can get to the mountaintop, right? So what you're doing, you're building your strength, you're building your backbone, you're building your perseverance, you're building your self-control, you're building your discipline so you can get to the next stop. So everything that you went through, everything that you're going through in a job, this is not your end. This is not your end all, right? I wanted to go up higher and I wanted to go up higher and I wanted to rank, and then I was like, hold up. The ones who are higher don't even like their job. So it's like, I don't think I want to do that. I don't think I want to do that. I wanted to get higher and higher and higher. And I was like, no, I don't want to do that. But I am grateful for the opportunity. I'm grateful. I wanted to be there I was going to retire in law enforcement. I had a passion, but when everything started happening, it left a bitter change in my mouth. Like not enough officers to cover the shift. Not enough. There was so much things that was happening. Like, I'm like, Lord, I can't do this. So right when a friend that I consider a friend is so wonderful person, great, smart, educated Black woman decided that to go out to keep her job safe. Let me go after what this person's doing. When I see that, I was like, Lord, I don't want to be a part of that. I don't want to be a part of that. And I thank God I did, because not only did he bless me financially to where I am my own boss, right? Be in my home whenever I want to, and be able to do the things I want to do. He has really blessed me, and he will definitely bless you. So be obedient to the calling, be obedient to God, right? And he will show you that path. Some of you are on the sound of my voice right now going to say, listen, Sherri, I'm ready to get out of that job. Be patient with God, trust the process, and start setting yourself up for what God has for you. It's your girl, Sherri Somers, your Revenue Master Life Coach.